These are the technical analysis of NASDAQ 100 based on price action strategies. And as you guys can see at this point, we are on the daily chart. On the daily chart, it's quite evident that we are in an upward trending market, as you guys can see. And in as far as I'm concerned, for the most part, we should be looking for potential buy opportunities. Nonetheless, let's zoom in and see what exactly is happening in regards to the daily chart. And as you can see, we had price giving us this very nice overextended W structure over here, which had a neckline at that point. And you guys can see that we saw price actually at this point break into the upside of that neckline and then coming back to the neckline to give it a test. And as I usually say, guys, whenever we have these situations where price breaks sufficiently above the neckline and then comes back to the neckline to test it, at the neckline is generally where we look for those potential buy opportunities, right? Especially if the neckline actually aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool, right? So if you were to utilize the Fibonacci retracement tool, you would see that the neckline, which is over here of this W structure, actually aligns with the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, which adds as confluence that indeed we should consider looking for potential buy opportunities in and around that area. That is because, guys, as I had said, number one, we have this W structure. Number two, we have price breaking to the upside of that neckline of that W structure. Number three, we have price coming back to the neckline to give it a test. And number four, we have the neckline aligning with the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement tool, right, or level. So that is confluence in as far as looking for potential buy opportunities at that level. So as things stand, I believe that at this point, as I said, we should be looking for potential buy opportunities. However, having said that, I just want to bring to your attention that we also have this candlestick over here, and what it is a bearish candlestick with a relatively small body and quite a long lower wick. And as you guys know, what this means is that we have a lot of money stuck here. It's actually liquidity, and that liquidity is money, as I said. And what may possibly happen is on the lower charts, we may potentially actually see price come back again to this level to give it a test and also give us a W structure and then potentially move further up. So we just need to be careful. We should not just be buying just by virtue of having price, test the neckline of that W structure and the neckline aligning with the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, right? So what else do we see, guys, in regards to the daily chart? On the daily chart, as much as I'm saying that we should potentially look for buy opportunities, just note also that we have what seems to be a gap over here, and gaps are very much similar to liquidity candlesticks in that they too are carrying liquidity. And as I said, liquidity is money that needs to be triggered by the market. So it is quite possible that we may see price actually from where it is move further down to this level to trigger that liquidity and then only move further up, right? So another thing that I also want to bring to your attention over and above the fact that we have this zone over here which is carrying liquidity is that remember that whenever we have these W structures, what normally happens is that a lot of traders and investors buy on that second leg of that structure and they place their stop losses just below, right? So we have a lot of money stuck here, right, in the form of stop losses, right? We have a lot of money stuck at the zone, and we may actually see price move further down to grab all of those stop losses and then only move further up. So we just need to be careful, guys. And what I'm doing at this point is just showing you some of the outcomes that we may encounter in as far as NASDAQ 100 goes, right? Anyway, what else do we see in regards to the daily chart? One last thing that I want to bring to your attention in regards to the daily chart is that remember we had this M structure, and just like with W structures, whenever we have these M formations or double tops or M structures, what normally happens is traders and investors sell on that second leg of that structure and they place their stop losses just above. So there is a lot of liquidity stuck here, and this tells me that soon we are gonna see price actually move all the way to this level over here to grab all of those liquidity points, right? And that is because liquidity is money that needs to be triggered by the market, as I always say, at one point or another. Anyway, from here, let's head down to the H4 chart and see what's happening down there. Let's just zoom out a bit. And just to recap, remember on the daily chart, we spoke about how we have this W structure, this neckline, this candlestick over here is carrying liquidity, the gap at this point, as well as the stop losses that are located right at the bottom, right? But here we are on the H4 chart. Let's just zoom in and see what's happening on the H4 chart. On the H4 chart, we can see that the market has given us what seems to be another overextended W structure over there, which had a neckline at that point, and we can see that price has closed above that neckline. So what this means also is that price may, from where it is, just continue to move further up. To add to this, just note that we have this level over here, which is a very strong level of resistance, as we had multiple rejections at that level, as you guys can see, right? And we may get another rejection at this point. To add to this, the market had given us this pattern, which is a head and shoulders pattern, as you guys can see. And as I said, this is a very strong level of resistance, and it's also the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern. And we may actually see a situation where price, from where it is, moves to this level to test the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, only to move further down, right? So that's what I see in regards to NASDAQ 100. But in as far as buying or selling opportunities go, at this point I don't see any, and I would rather wait and see what the market does next before actually buying or selling at this point in time.